becoming increasingly difficult to win in the AFL, no matter how much of a favorite you are. Teams that once upon a time were considered breathers are getting into the habit of embarrassing the so-called league powerhouses. This week, New York, San Diego, and Houston, who should have had easy games, ended up running for their championship stakes. In New York, the Jets met a determined Buffalo team who, with nothing to lose, put all their chips on the table. Joe Willie Namath may look like Ivan the Terrible, but neither he nor the rest of the Jets could intimidate the Buffalo Bills. Number 18, Kay Stevenson, was starting only the second time since his high school days, and he was hot. Rookie of the Year Haven Moses was a terror in his own right as he gathered in Stevenson's pass and bolted 55 yards for a 7-0 Buffalo lead. The same play from the top camera gives a good idea of how easily Haven outruns the defenders. Although number 12, Joe Namath, was firing well to his excellent receivers, number 13, Don Maynard, and number 83, George Sauer, the Jets' offense did not score a touchdown all day. The Bills allowed them only 110 yards rushing and consistently forced them to go for the field goal. However, the Bills themselves got only 62 yards rushing, as they rarely found room to run. Fortunately for the Jets, their defense was not opposed to grabbing 6 points, as Kay Stevenson threw 3 interceptions, 2 to the Jets' number 24, Johnny Sample, and Johnny on the spot turned one of the thefts into the lone Jet touchdown to give them a 10-7 lead. Despite Namath's accurate passes to George Sauer, despite a rare appearance of last week's shattering running game, despite magnificent hands, the Jets were forced to settle for a field goal by number 11, Jim Turner, when they could not bring it in from the 9. Turner's field goals gave them a 16-7 lead at the half. In the third quarter, the Jet runners were again buffaloed, and laboring under the assumption that half a touchdown is better than none, they put the long, lithe leg of Jim Turner to work again. Performing like a Radio City Rocket, he kicked them long, he kicked them short, he scored 19 points, set a record for the most field goal attempts, 8, and tied a record for the most successful attempts, 6. And he did it with a pulled hamstring. Trailing 19-7 in the fourth quarter, the Bills delved into memories of September when they upset the Jets 37-35. And they came stampeding back on Stevenson's passes to number 28, Richard Trapp. Stevenson then linked with Paul Costa, number 82, for a touchdown. Costa's first of the year as a receiver. Jet fans were stunned less than 2 minutes later when Haygood Clark sprang loose for an 82-yard punt return and a 21-19 Buffalo lead. This was Clark's first touchdown of the year. Unfortunately for Buffalo, bad breaks in Joe Namath were able to bring the Jets close enough for Jim Turner to kick the Bills' hopes down the drain. Turner's 2 field goals in the closing moments forced Buffalo to go for the desperation touchdown. But like September's memories, time was fleeing, and the Bills' effort fell short. The 25-21 win keeps the Jets alone at the top in the East. Cincinnati Bengal Sam Weich made his first professional start today, and it won't be his last. The rookie free agent made quarterbacking look easy as he completed a sizzling 20 of 30 passes for 228 yards and 1 touchdown. Another rookie, number 18, Paul Robinson, had a heyday as he ran for 156 yards and made the Houston defense look less than competent on several occasions. He accounted for all but 23 of Cincinnati's rushing yardage. In spite of Weich and Robinson, the Bengals were completely outclassed by quarterback Don Truell and the Houston Oilers, who scored the first time they had the ball on a 27-yard field goal by Wayne Walker. Houston continued to move. Truell hit rookie Mac Hike for 35 yards. Bill Scott, number 37, almost stole the ball, but it was ruled dead before it hit the ground. Truell then found Alvin Reed for the touchdown and a 10-0 lead. The Bengals did some moving of their own as Robinson closed out the first quarter with a 14-yard slant off left tackle. This set up Dale Livingston's 28-yard field goal, which made it 10-3 Houston. The Oilers couldn't be stopped. Truell connected with Jim Byrne, another rookie, for 46 yards. Truell's passing was on target all day as he completed 13 of 20 for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hoyle Granger went over from the 1 to give the Oilers a 14-point advantage at halftime. The Bengals came close in the third quarter. Behind Weich's passing and Robinson's running, they marched downfield in 16 plays and scored on a 4-yard sweep by Paul Robinson. The score was now 17-10. But Truell deflated the Bengals' hopes as he hooked up with Mac Hike on a 10-yarder that made the score 24-10. Wayne Walker kicked a 41-yard field goal midway in the fourth quarter to put Houston ahead 27-10. With 1 second left, Weich threw a screen pass to Paul Robinson, who ended the day on a happy note with a 68-yard score. The final was 27-17 Houston. This victory gives the Oilers reason to think about another championship. Although the chances are slim, the hopes are high. The faces of the Denver Broncos are very young. They are intense faces, reflecting the pressure of playing clubs invariably older and usually wiser. But they are also confident faces that love to play, and the Broncos, barely averaging 23 years of age, have now won 4 out of 5. Floyd Little, number 44, recovered from injuries, capitalized on the best Denver line play of the year by setting a Bronco rushing record of 146 yards. His total for the past 2 games, 275 yards, which in Denver used to be a good season. But with Little running for 55-yard touchdowns like this, the Bronco running game seems healthy, if not potent. Quarterback Steve Tinsey, number 13, has been hobbled by injuries too. And although Marlon Briscoe is substituted magnificently, Tinsey is becoming the performer the Broncos need to become a title contender. Tinsey threw for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. This 50-yarder to rookie Bill Van Heusen put the Broncos out of reach in the second quarter, 21-0. Van Heusen isn't the only rookie surprise. Garrett Ford, number 32, sounds like a car, but hits like a truck. His 17-yard run in the fourth quarter carried him into an end zone apparently spread evenly with hot coals by the now desperate Patriots. As easily as the Broncos moved the ball in the right direction, the Patriots moved in the wrong one. Even the great Jim Nance could only average 2 yards per carry. Defensive ends Pete Duranko, number 55, and Rich Jackson, number 87, combined to dump Boston quarterback Tom Sherman on several occasions. And when they weren't on his back, the Broncos' secondary was, as they intercepted 4 of his passes. The Broncos got the breaks, but they worked for them, as the days of the pushovers from Denver seem numbered indeed. Just ask those veteran faces what the score is. In San Diego, the upstart Miami Dolphins almost dunked the Chargers out of their virtual tie for first place. But the race in the West remains as tight as the Scottish poker game, as the resurgent Oakland Raiders were ready to ambush the Chiefs from Kansas City. From the start, the Miami Dolphins proved decisively that they were not intimidated by the San Diego Chargers. Early in the first quarter, John Hadel's pass was picked off by number 22, Willie West. The underdogs from Miami turned the Chargers' era into the first score of the game and took the lead 7-0. Miami's lead was short-lived as the Chargers' leading rusher, number 22, Dick Post, took San Diego into scoring position. With the Chargers starting fullback out with injuries, number 20, Russ Smith, the halfback filling in, is doing quite well. The score was tied at 7-all. The Chargers don't have a full-fledged fullback, but the Dolphins have one in number 39, Larry Zonka. Zonka bulled his way for 20 yards, and the seesaw pattern of the game continued. The same fate that befell the Chargers' early drive struck the Dolphins. Bob Greasy's pass was intercepted by number 40, Joe Beauchamp. The first quarter ended with the Chargers in position to break open the game. San Diego scored quickly in the second quarter and took the lead on this Hadel to Gary Garrison completion. The Chargers now led 14-7. But before San Diego could spread its lead, Miami intercepted a Charger pass and turned a Dolphin one into the tiemaker. Doug Moreau's touchdown made the score even again, 14-all. San Diego coach Sid Gilman did not expect this fine a showing from the Eastern Division's fourth-placed club. But the Chargers again pulled ahead on a field goal at the end of the first half. Trailing now 17-14, Miami's Bob Greasy improvised an 83-yard drive. Almost half the yardage was supplied by this scramble. The go-ahead score was made by number 21, Jim Kick. The Dolphins now led 21-17. Their lead was immediately taken away by a halfback pass from Jim Allison to Lance Allworth. The Chargers had a slim lead of 24-21. Then the San Diego defense took charge and squelched the Dolphins. By the fourth quarter, the Chargers' offense moved freely. Number 27, Gary Garrison, thought he had the insurance touchdown, but was ruled out of bounds on the 3. San Diego took the undisputed lead with this short pass from Hadel to Allworth. The Chargers added another field goal for a total of 34 points. The Dolphins scored once more in the closing moments for a total of 28 points. Sid Gilman now has a week to worry. If it was this difficult to beat the 4th-ranked Dolphins, what about the 3rd-ranked Patriots? 2 weeks ago, the Kansas City Chiefs demolished the Oakland Raiders with plays similar to these. Then the Raiders could only muster 10 points as the Chiefs won 24-10. That was 2 weeks ago. For this Sunday in Oakland, the two powers met again. The Chiefs were atop the Western Division now, but Oakland played like the defending champions they are. They had to win this one, so they did. Split-end sensation Warren Wells initiated an overwhelming scoring avalanche in the first half. This was Wells' 7th touchdown of the year, and it was highly appreciated by 53,000 Oakland fans. The score was 7-7 after the first quarter, but this was to be Oakland's day. Just ask the Chiefs' tiny Nolan Smith. The Raiders were able to quickly capitalize on several Kansas City turnovers. Darryl LaMonica called a brilliant game and frequently utilized his fine setbacks as receivers. This time it was number 35, Hugh Dixon, the league's leading rusher. From the 1, Pete Banaszak got the first of his 2 touchdowns as Oakland continued to roll. This week, Kansas City gambled frequently and lost frequently. A situation illustrated all too well by Chiefs defender Johnny Robinson, number 42. Fred Bolitnikoff rambled on to the 2-yard line, where LaMonica took matters into his own hands. The Chiefs would probably call it rubbing it in. The score at halftime, 31-7, which indicates that Oakland was playing some defense too. One of the big differences between the 2 meetings was that Oakland, or should I say Dave Grayson, number 45, contained Mike Garrett. Whichever direction Garrett moved, there was Grayson, dogging him like a little brother. Quarterback Lynn Dawson was in trouble, of course, from that devastating first half. Kansas City had to throw now, and Oakland knew it. Rookie cornerback George Atkinson took advantage of the situation, and the Raiders were off again. LaMonica flipped to his tight end, Billy Cannon, number 33, and this time it was defender Jim Kearney's turn to help the Oakland cause. The 38-14 lead gave Oakland a chance to showcase some of their talented subs, namely Charlie Smith, number 23. Smith is 6'2" and weighs 200 pounds and could probably start on several clubs. But if Oakland keeps rolling like this week, he may see plenty of action. With Jackie Lee now at quarterback, Kansas City at least scored the last touchdown of the day, a 61-yarder to Frank Pitts. The Chiefs' loss now deadlocks the Western Division once again, and it looks like Kansas City, San Diego, and Oakland down to the wire. If the younger teams continue to mature, and if the current trend also continues, don't be fooled by next week's apparently easy picks. If Boston can get their defense together as well as help Jim Nantz out of his own backfield, the Chargers had better not be caught with their lance down. Cincinnati, Denver, and Houston all have a shot at the front runners, and all have proved that they are not impressed by anyone's one-loss record, not even their own. I'm Charlie Jones.